This is education. This
is educational content.
This is educational content. Let's just start there by the way. You know, we didn't introduce ourselves.
Oh my God.
I'm Rochelle Miller.
I'm Chelsea.
Karibuni sana YouTube. This is educational content. Disclaimer. Bleep disclaimer.
Disclaimer. We received a comment that is like, are we not scared of digital footprint? Number one, we have sense. We are not coming here to push stupid content, plainly said, you know. And I feel like we should stop having this taboo thinking around sex, because that is when bad things thrive. You know, when there's this taboo, you can't talk about it, you can't be open and honest about it.
Please, let's just be FFR. Everyone is having sex. We're all a concept of sex. So God forbid 23-year-olds talk about sex, talking about digital footprint. Girl, people are farting on the internet.
Farting?
Yeah, like farting. On TikTok, yeah.
Like kunyamba?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm just thinking about the people that are gonna maybe click on this video thinking to know yes. We got you. We got you there.
Stay tuned.
Did you think intimacy is just sex? No.
Yeah, it's actually not.
It is not.
I feel
There's
like
so much
I was
to
thinking
it.
when I have intimacy with someone, I feel like I even feel more like I want to sleep with them, you know, because I feel like intimacy is not sex. What's funny? But yeah, you know.
Okay, but what kind of intimacy are we talking? Are we talking about intimacy in the context of relationships or friendships?
I think
which one do you want to talk about today?
We're talking about relationships for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but relationships come about from friendship.
Yeah.
Don't they?
They do.
Yeah. But
they do.
Anyway,
they do.
I feel like intimacy for me with men in like 2021 to like 2023, it felt very conditional. Where it's like someone is being intimate with me and they expect something from me. So that's how Is it
being intimate with, like, somebody is, I don't think the word is intimate, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's somebody is pursuing you but with the goal of sex.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah.
And like that's really just what it is. Like, if we're being so for real, you know?
Yeah.
Like somebody, like, that's all they care about. They just care about
themselves,
having that access, perhaps doing that, and that's it. You get what I mean? Like, they don't really care about you as a person. They're not really intentional with you. You know what I mean? They're not a good thing in your life. You know, like it just feels like a confusing, messy confusing, messy, what is the word?
Rogue.
Confusing, messy situation. You know what I mean? And I feel like intimacy and safety should coexist. You know what I mean? I feel like just because you're carefree about sex doesn't mean you should be a dick about it. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean you should be a shitty person about it. You can have casual relationships and still be a good person to the people.
A decent
respectful,
person,
all of that.
You
know what I mean?
You're open.
I think it's deeper than sex, personally. I think people have deeper issues within themselves, and they rely on relationships and connections with people and that intimacy as like a source of validation to feel something about you. You get what I mean? I don't know, to feel something about yourself, because I think it's just crazy how sometimes too it just feels like it doesn't have any care consideration. It's never supposed to be like that. Like, that is, I feel like that should be a given. Me, I'm not saying be in love, but feel safe, feel good. You know what I mean? Like, it should be that way. I feel like
I feel like that's how in my like early from 18 till like 21, that's how I was relating with sex, where it's like I feel like I have a good relationship with a man and I'm having good experiences, but when I'm engaging with them intimately, it also feels performative. And I remember we saw this graph of what performative sex is like and what pleasure-based sex is like. And if anything, why are you having sex if you're not having pleasure-based?
Yeah.
You know, like, and I feel like I didn't realize, you know, when you don't realize you've been having sex a certain way until you really, because your feelings can sometimes cloud your judgment.
What do you mean by until you?
Like, you know, when you experience something and then you go and tell someone about it and you have a light bulb moment of,
you realize, oh, that was fucked
that
up.
was
That
you
was
know
weird. Yeah.
But maybe you didn't clock then
in the moment,
because you were kind of just clouded with the perception you have on someone, because your perceptions of people are not who they are.
Yeah.
So for me, I would perceive these people a particular way and I'm being intimate with them, and it's just like some false sense of
intimacy.
Yeah.
False sense of consideration.
Yeah.
Like, this is not what you thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, and right now I feel like I'm at a point where I feel like I have depth with myself and I'm a very deep person, and I'm not afraid of vulnerability. So right now I feel like I only want to be intimate with people who reach me in the levels of depth I reach with myself. You know, like this is a vessel.
Yeah.
The Holy Spirit. Anyway, but yeah, you get, I don't know. I feel like I want to, I see how easy it is to be friends with you, to just have relations with you. And I want relationships which are flow, like they're easy, they're calm, they're still, especially an intimate relationship.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, love that. Okay. What intimacy means for me, I think before, intimacy is something I used to really want, but simultaneously I'm scared of it.
Yeah.
Like relationships, you know what I mean? I'm like avoidant. I'm like anxious avoidant. Like, I want it, but then when it's actually here, it's like no.
Yeah.
You know, suddenly I feel like maybe I don't deserve it anymore. I just get in my head. I don't know. I just think I had like self-worth issues that I had not. I was still addressing with myself, you know, and it affected how I showed up in relationships. Actually, one thing, I even made a video about this, my first video. How you show up in relationships and the type of relationships you're in are a mirror of your self-worth. Are a mirror of where you're at. I think somewhere within yourself, you know, like whatever is going on within that sector, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like I was so avoidant of intimacy. I don't know, I was very avoidant of it, I reckon. Okay, but like, in a nutshell, without like getting too nitty-gritty, I was avoidant of it, right? And what does avoidance look like? Sometimes when you're getting intimate and you're always under the influence, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's problematic. You know, you should, I don't even know. I feel like when you're even under the influence, can you even really consent properly?
Can you?
You know, and also another thing we should talk about is consent. Consent is a continuous process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just someone said yes now and it's yes forever. It's
someone.
Yes every step of the way. You know what I mean? Like enthusiastic consent and like, anyway, whatever. I'm going on a tangent, but in a nutshell, I was very avoidant of intimacy, and thank God I was avoidant, because I also feel like I was not putting myself, I was not in very safe situations, situations that are good for me, you know what I mean? So like,
and I feel like
I chose to take a break because I noticed my pattern. You know, I just said, you know what, I'm cool off this whole dating thing, because I feel like, in as much as it's this person, they're doing you dirty, they've done you wrong, there's also me. I'm choosing this. I'm here. I'm answering. You know what I mean? So I feel like I noticed that I was choosing situations, or I was in situations that I didn't agree with, that were not good for me, and I just decided, no. Literally. Because you remember, like, from 2021, me, I feel like I went on a break after 2021, like 2022, when I'm cool off that species. Like, I'm good off you. You know what I mean? And like, thank God I did, because I think about my 2022, my 2023, and those years of divine like devotion to myself. I'm so selfish with myself. I'm just like, like, you can't just, I can't be found. can't be seen,
Inaccessible.
not available. I'm
Period.
only like I'm just hanging out with you guys, going to school, or I'm just at home, like Nico to home, like I don't even know in this, but like yeah, I was just good off of all of it, you know, and I truly just locked in with myself, and I've seen the biggest blessings unfold in my life because of that time of just divine devotion to myself, whereby I was like, I want to feel good about myself, I want to feel good about my body, you know, I want to spend time with me or just my close friends. Like I'm not looking or searching for anything outside of myself, or I don't need something from someone, you know, I'm just content, you know, because I feel so I feel like that has been my experience with intimacy. We put a question thing on Instagram.
A poll.
It was a question tag.
It was a question tag. Which was, let's talk about
intimacy. You said sex, Torosha. You should have said intimacy.
We both knew we were. What do you mean as if we did not agree on this? As if we did not agree. Anyway, clickbait.
Okay, it's a clickbait. It's kind of clickbait. Because they're just like, clickbait. But then let's address something. Somebody told you something like, are you not afraid of digital footprint?
Yes. So one of you
what
guys.
What scares people so much about women talking about this? We have men that are misogynists, literally fucking harassing people on podcasts every day. No one bats an eye.
Yeah.
I think you want to talk about something people are asking you,
digital footprint. Okay, I feel like.
Okay, though. I don't think
it was. I don't think it was in like a bad way.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was a projection because I don't know. Nasikia ni kama tunaona kina Lydia and Murugi they're literally partnering with a
educated
girl. Like, please. Let's just be FFR. Everyone is having sex. We're all a concept of sex. So God forbid 2 23-year-olds talk about sex. Talking about digital footprint. Girl, people are farting on the internet.
Farting?
Yeah. Like
farting.
On TikTok, yeah.
Like kunyamba?
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, let's answer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So let's
First question. Do you think casual sex is exactly that, or is there anything deeper to it, spiritual wise? I think anybody you share your body to has access to you in a particular way. So definitely it is deep spiritual wise. That's why I feel like even though you're gonna participate in casual sex, it's important to do it with people who are safe people, good people, considerate people, somebody who cares about you. You know, not just all willy-nilly, anyone and everyone you can, I don't know. I just feel like safety should be a prerequisite to sex.
Yeah. And the term casual, I had to Google what casual means, you know. I feel like casual is like, what is casual?
Casual sex is sexual activity that takes place outside a romantic relationship and implies an absence of commitment, emotional attachment, or familiarity between sexual partners.
Casually dating, one-night stands, prostitution, or swinging, and friends
with benefits
relationships. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like we are all so different and everyone like is living their own life. I feel like if two individuals are going to choose to sleep with each other, whether casual or not, they can both maintain a relationship where it's respectful, there's communication, everyone is feeling like
everybody is feeling good,
you know,
nobody is like losing their mind.
No one is losing, like you are, you know, and that can mean whatever it means for all of us, you know. I don't know, but I feel like I'm at a point where I would not have casual sex with anyone because I know myself and I know I desire commitment. I value commitment. So for me, that's not something that aligns with me. And maybe for someone else, they don't value commitment.
I love that you said that. You value commitment.
Yeah.
So anyway, like I feel like by the way, also sometimes we lie to ourselves. We are not honest with ourselves. You know, like I feel like before you allow yourself to engage in certain things, check back with your values. Check back with, okay, what do I want? What do I like? You know what I mean? Usijipate tu you're in a situation that you know, like if you align it against what is important to me, it is missing the mark. You know what I mean? Like
it's not aligned. Then I think that's something that I've had to confront with myself, where I'm honest about something I want with someone or from someone. So if I'm sleeping with them, I want commitment because bruh.
But have we answered the question?
Wait, what was the question by the way? Do you think casual sex is exactly that?
Yeah, so sex is, I don't know, something deeper spiritual-wise. I think it's deep spiritual.
For sure, spiritual-wise.
But that's because of my beliefs, what I believe to be true. I think it is. Could be different for other people based on what they believe as well. But I think, for sure, very deep. Some people sent me questions on DM, so we'll see that. I want to answer the women's questions before the men's, because
girls only. By the way, we're here for the girls.
We're here for the girlies. Okay.
The men can click off of the
video. Please.
All of you get out.
Okay, let's see. So I received this question anyway, and I feel like I sort of related to it. So it's like, hiya. So I've been seeing a couple of TikToks and tweets about how getting intimate with your partner every time you link isn't healthy / can mean that the relationship is heavily based on lust. But like, when you're in love with your partner, isn't it normal to be in your highest sexual energy and wanna share it with them, especially when you both have the same level of sex drive? So my question is, what are your thoughts on this? Do you agree that it's unnatural to wanna be intimate every link up? I don't think it's unnatural. I think especially if you're in a relationship that you guys are so compatible, on the same energy wave, just on the same energy, you know, like, you know, to have sex you need to be enthusiastic about it. So just two people who are enthusiastic about each other, that's amazing. I don't think there's any problem with it. My issue would only, not even my issue, my question would just be for you to pose back to yourself. Is sex the only form of maybe intimacy, and do you prefer more? You know, like, because at the end of the day, I don't know, situations are subjective, values are different. What is important to me might not be important to you. So I think I would pose it back with myself and be like, is there anything I would want more of that I feel like I'm not getting? Yet maybe this thing we are doing it too much, like that we've neglected this other thing. That's how I would approach and you'll find the answer there by looking at it from that perspective. But otherwise, I don't think it's wrong to want to be intimate with your partner every day. Especially if you're heavily attracted to someone, you both love and care about each other so much. You just get on.
If anything,
so much.
You have the energy to.
It doesn't. I don't think it speaks of. I don't think it's unnatural.
Same. I concur.
Penetration.
By the way, I got a question, and I think someone asked if foreplay is required before penetration.
Foreplay is a given. If you're not having foreplay, you're probably having performative sex, or maybe that's also just what you prefer. There are people who though I feel like foreplay is not only sexual, foreplay is also the before.
Foreplay is before even.
Foreplay is just how someone makes you feel. When I understand, like, if somebody is treating you right, they're good to you, I don't know. That's also foreplay, I reckon.
I feel like sex is all about feeling ease. And you should feel like
out
the entire process of it is
safety,
easy and comfortable and relaxed.
Fun.
It should not feel like this is
how hard it is to finish. But then let's talk about it.
How hard?
Do you ever feel like it's been hard? Like, what's your opinion on not being able to finish? You know what? If I'm being honest, I never thought I could until my current relationship. I never thought. You know what? So I get it. Like, sometimes you're just not comfortable, maybe in your body or with someone else. You're just not fully there. You know, like you're there physically, but your mind is not there. You're maybe overthinking. Or also sometimes maybe your partner is not also putting in that effort to get to know you in that way. You know, though I feel like for relationships whereby there's a lot of communication, and compatibility, like you guys are good. I think the more, but like there has to be that willingness. Like it can't just be you don't finish and then your partner is okay with that.
Yeah,
there has to be that willingness to want to get you there, experiment, help you learn your body. You get what I mean? Yeah, I reckon.
Same. But a lot of women have never finished. Actually, I didn't know what finishing was until it happened. Like it's just something that, to be honest, I feel like a lot of women have penetrative beast sex
and only
100% a man is going to finish. For women, it's like,
and then maybe the person is like, they're not also, like if you don't get your girl there, you should feel, or even like I feel like it's vice versa. Like you'd feel bad if you don't get the person you're with there. So I feel like if you're not getting your woman there and you're not feeling anything, you're just anyway.
Let me.
Ooh, this seems like a nice question. How do the dynamics of consent and respect in sexual interactions become clearer? Clearer to what? Become clearer to? Yeah, okay, how do the dynamics of consent and respect in sexual interactions become clearer? I know. Number one, have sober sex. Be sober. Because that is when you can communicate. That is when you're fully able to realize, that's weird. I'm not okay with that. Because when you're drunk, you sort of let things slide. You know what I mean? So I feel like being sober is a given. If you want to have, if you want the dynamics of consent and respect in sexual interactions to be clearer, number one, be sober. Number two, communication. What do you think?
I think communication for sure, and I feel like also listening as well. Like both parties should for sure listen and communicate with each other. Like I don't know, it's this is your body. Like it's like you should be able to genuinely just speak up and say, I don't like this, I like this, please stop, and just have that dynamic, because it's just like,
I like this question again. I like people who ask questions, and like questions that make me want to ponder. I love it. How did societal influence or peer interactions impact your sexual experience in your 20s?
I feel like for me, I was very hypersexual because of my peers and what
it's
about
what
you?
Everyone is doing. I think for me, now it is the opposite. I was not hyper. I was like not doing anything, and I felt like that was weird for me not to want to have sex, or I'm not like casually having sex and stuff like that. Like I felt like I'm weird for preferring that.
Really?
You get? Like I don't know, because I just remember like when we used to have conversations like back in the day, and I feel like you guys were entertaining very questionable people and like something that you said was keeping you there was like the sex, and I think I just couldn't get it. Like I used to be of the opinion that you can go without like so I used to be like, hey, is it mimi sijasikia hii kitu? And sikuwa nimesikia hiyo kitu, to be honest. I had not, I think, experienced like mind-blowing sex and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But still, like, it felt like, I don't know, Katuna scare, like, maybe I'm a bit weird. Not weird, but like a bit, like I'm missing out. You get what I mean? And you're never missing out on anything.
You can feel that way by the way. People can make you feel that way, like you're going on a loss. I remember I got a question. It was on NGL though. And someone said they've never had sex before, but the idea of it scares them. I'm also very concerned because I don't want it to look like a cornerstone of a relationship.
It's okay to be scared about the idea of it, especially because I think the society makes us think about sex a certain way, and it pedestalizes it, and it's literally this commercial fucking thing, you know? Like, so it's okay to feel scared about it.
I feel like how could it be the cornerstone of your relationship? There's very many dynamics of a relationship involved. It can't be and if it is, then probably I don't know, you just don't have depth with someone, and if that's not something for you, just get out of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of something you've not experienced yet because of what you think it is in your head, because it's not going to be that. You know, we live in a big world. I don't know, like I feel like, of course it's scary, it's valid, and we have doubts and we wonder how things are gonna end up, but utakuwa tu sawa, you know, and just trust how you feel throughout the experience. If you decide to have sex, you know, like you're gonna be okay.
You're gonna be
okay.
Yeah, just be sober.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
period.
Sober, I'm really pushing, like, just be sober.
Yeah.
When you're sober, you make better decisions. You know, if you think drunk you is better than sober you, then you and sober you have some beef you should sort out, you know,
some business.
Yeah, some business. Anyway, Rochelle, I think that's the end, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this was such an informative conversation, and I feel like we should have more informative conversations like this. We should be able to openly, by the way, speak about something that is ongoing in our society. So when you speak about the economy, I don't know, I feel like sex is very shunned. It's kind of looked down upon to be spoken about openly. Because I remember I was thinking how this is such a bold topic, but it's going on, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so thank you so much, Ebo.
Oh, sorry. And I think also how we are talking about it matters,
Yeah,
right?
it's so
Like,
very demure.
it's never that whatever you are thinking, maybe, I don't know, like, we have lives outside of YouTube. We also care about it. We would never just put out nonsense, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes.
maybe you how you put
maybe
it.
how you talk
do
about
it.
Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
And it's been lovely to do this with you. I feel like this is going to be our first 1 hour video.
Yeah, and
I love it. Period. And only the real niggas
will get the real tea.
The real tea.
Yeah.
But thank you so much.
Yeah.
Have a good evening.
Have a
But
lovely day.
bye.
Bye.